So, good evening, good evening, good evening, everyone. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, whatever time you happen to be seeing this. I do believe that it is the right time. So, welcome to the last installment of What's the Word Wednesdays. What's the Word Wednesdays? Well, you may be saying to yourself, especially if this is the first time that you have joined for this conversation, well, what is What's the Word Wednesdays? Well, this is something that I decided to do some time ago when I realized that number one, July is a very special month that I celebrate. It happens to be my birthday month. My birthday was on July the 8th. And so some years ago, I decided that I was going to celebrate my birthday every single day of the month. You'll have to go back to the very first What's the Word Wednesday, which came out on July the 3rd, or you can read all about it in my Amazon #1 bestseller, I'm Here, Now What? Finding Joy After the Storm, where I share all about how it came to be that I would celebrate every day of the month. So this year, I wanted to do something special and I wanted to share this What's the Word Wednesdays readings from the book to celebrate as part of my birthday month. And number two, last year, we actually went into pre-sales on my birthday, July the 8th, 2023. And so we are coming up on the 1 year anniversary of the release, the official release of the book, which was actually September the 23rd. I'm doing something special for that. I will share that as we wrap up for this final What's the Word Wednesday segment. And this is also a culmination of the last few days. So every day I have been posting typically every day, I have been posting something about how I have celebrated on that particular day. If you go back through my feed, you'll see that in some cases I kind of lumped some days together, especially if there was something special happening in that time period, or if there was some aha moment that I experienced over the course of a few days, which has been the case for these last 2 weeks. So this happens to be, tonight happens to be days 27 through 31. This is the final day of my birthday month celebration. Some of you might be saying, okay, good, because she's been celebrating all month long. But here's the other reason why I share that. And then we're going to get into the reading for tonight. One of the things that I think is so important is that you and we have to find ways to celebrate ourselves. And we don't always have to wait for the big moment. We don't always have to wait for somebody else to recognize just how important we are or choose to celebrate with us. But we can find small ways to celebrate ourselves. And there's lots of different ways to do that. So when I share, it is, yes, me sharing my stories of celebration, but it's also with the hope that you too will find something to celebrate in your life. And I know you probably have a lot of things going on, just like I do. There's a lot going on all around us. And so you might be saying, oh my gosh, well, how can I celebrate when there's so much going on? And I feel like that's probably the most important time. You might have to dig a little deeper to find something, but it is possible to do just that. Sometimes those celebrations come across in the form of gratitudes, just things to be thankful for. And that within itself is a celebration. So let me declare what my official birthday month celebration is in these days. So days 27 through 31. I think the last time I posted something was actually days, I forget where I started, but I know I ended on day 26, right? So whatever the time period up to day 26, it was all about having a renewed hope in terms of the things that are happening right now in our political landscape. And so that was my celebration over the course of those days. Right now, days 27, which is a couple of days ago, up to right now, what I would declare as my celebration is doing something that exceeds me, right? That goes beyond me personally. And that is choosing to take an active role in what is happening right now in our political landscape. And so for me, that is a reason to celebrate, because it's helping me to think about something other than, a very narrow view that I might have of certain issues or certain things that are happening, and kind of looking at the broad implications of what could happen if we don't make the right choices. Okay, so that is my celebration, seeing and being a part of something that is bigger than me, something that I can proudly share with my children, to let them know how I was a part of a movement that is happening right now. So that is my day 27 through 31 celebration. So with that being said, I am going to jump into the reading for tonight. Again, I am reading this has been, and I will be tonight, reading excerpts from my Amazon #1 bestseller, I'm Here Now What? Finding Joy After the Storm. This is all about my journey navigating a tough area. Going through divorce is not easy, and it's never something that you think about when you go down the aisle, but life happens, and so divorce happens. And what I share is the real rawness of what it feels like when you're going through the ups and downs and the emotions and trying to connect all the dots and figure out what you're going to do next and how you're going to make it and all of that. But at the end of the day, the joy part is that you can do just that. You can find joy. Yes, it may take some time. And yes, you go through a series of emotions and a series of circumstances. But at the end of the day, I do believe that it is possible. And I'm grateful because we have a wonderful blended family relationship. And looking at it from this lens, the joy lens, is exactly what I'm grateful for. And two, is what I want to share with you so that you can figure out what joy might look like for you if you're in this situation, right? You may be going through a separation right now, or maybe you are in the process of divorce, or maybe you have already gone through the divorce and you're still trying to figure some things out. I also want to say this, though the writing is from my perspective going through the process, and the reader on the other end may be going through divorce or in the same set of circumstances. The other part of it is you may be a reader who doesn't experience that, right? So you might be saying to yourself, well, why would I pick it up and read it if that's not my story? And at the end of the day, what I will say is that there are nuggets in the book that can be useful to you, regardless of whether or not this is part of the space that you're in your life right now. So just want to be really clear about that. So it is not in my intent. It is not my intention. I was trying to say a couple things really fast. It is not my intent to keep you very long. So I do want to just get into the reading for tonight. This actually comes from page 105. And this is chapter 5, where I talk about using it for good. And in this chapter, what I'm really trying to illustrate here is that, we all go through life's journeys. So it could be changing your relationship or changing your job status, or maybe you're just going through changes as you go to various stages of your life. Whatever that looks like, there is an opportunity to use those experiences for good. And I know when we're going through the stuff, it doesn't feel like there's anything good that can come out of stuff that we're dealing with that feels heavy. But there is always an opportunity to, here it is again, tagline, find joy, finding joy on the other side. In this case, finding joy after the storm. So on page 105, I go on to say this. Divorce is a time of family crisis, and I hated that we were experiencing it. Sometimes we need to shift our energy towards something that feels better than the space we're in. My business was that shift for me, and it served as an outlet. Instead of taking a step back from it, I leaned into it more, both for me and for my clients. I was using the same strategies for myself that I was sharing with clients, and that collective experience made the coaching partnership that much richer because I could relate. My business also gave me the opportunity to focus on something other than what was going on in my family. So I viewed it as a way to escape. I also want to say this, just as an aside. This kind of goes back to what I just shared a couple minutes ago, and I just want to say it here because I just dropped in my spirit to share this. Is that connecting with something bigger than you, something other than the space that you're in. I shared that earlier as my celebration for rounding out the birthday month celebration. And I didn't realize that there would be yet another connection. I shared last week the same, but I just wanted to stop and say, sometimes it is moving out of the familiar and thinking about things in a much broader perspective in order to find some joy in that. So I'll continue to say, I wasn't in denial about what was going on with my family, but in the moments when I was working with my clients, I didn't have to think about my problems. I strongly believe that every speaking engagement, client, conference, and hours spent writing were therapeutic outlets. I also enjoy the fact that I can freely manage the time for my business without having to check in or clear my schedule with a significant other. Sure, I have to coordinate with my ex-husband to make sure my son is covered when I travel or have an event, especially if it's during a week when he's scheduled to be with me. And we have a very good way of working out those schedules. Even if it's sort of like, not what we had originally planned, we need to make adjustments. That's the beauty and the blessing of having a shared partnership. And I just wanted to say that as well. I'm grateful for our co-parenting relationship. I'm grateful that our co-parenting relationship allows each of us the flexibility when we need it, which is what I just said. But other than that, I don't have to explain myself or get anyone else to understand and buy into what I'm doing. That's a damn good feeling. And then I'll close out to say, and just see where, okay, there we go. I had to highlight because I need to know where I'm supposed to be going and what I'm saying. Engaging in a coaching relationship can breathe new life into a woman who's looking for direction on how to start over and how to do it with grace. Moving on with grace doesn't mean there won't be times when you don't feel your best or situations that will trigger your emotions. It means when those moments come, you will give yourself permission to be in that space. And you vow to keep working to release the things that are keeping you from being whole. I want to read that part again. It means when moments come, the moments of frustration, the moments of anger, the moments of fear, the moments of doubt, the crying, all the things that you feel as a human being and as a woman going through a transition, you will give yourself permission to be in that space. And you vow to keep working to release the things that are keeping you from being whole. Sometimes as women, we don't allow ourselves to feel what we feel. We don't allow ourselves to go through the emotions. Why? Because we always have to be strong. We always have to present, even in the face of being disrespected, being demeaned. And this is an aside, not necessarily related to the book, but we often have to have that strong presence, right? Because sometimes things will happen and people will come at you and disrespect you in a way that makes you want to jump and do some kind of thing or say some kind of thing. But we have to find that place to maintain our calm, our cool, our poise. But we also need to find the safe spaces to release those emotions because they will come regardless. There are various situations where that may happen, may be even as recent as today. I will continue to move on. And so I say that trust helps provide, and this is the trust between a coach and client, that trust helps provide a foundation for the client's transformation. I get to share the challenges and the pain of my divorce, but also strategies for resilience that remind other women that they can get through it. And that concludes the reading for this segment of What's the Word Wednesdays. And so in this conversation tonight, the basis is this, is that no matter what it is that you may be navigating through, as I said a couple minutes ago, some of us may be going through divorce. Some of us may be making decisions about job changes, or maybe you're doing something in your business and it feels like, oh my gosh, like how is this going to work? I don't really see it. There are moments when I feel that same way too. But allowing yourself to be in that space, allowing yourself to feel, and in that space, having the hope that, you know what, I can get through this. I can get to the other side of this, and I can use it, whatever the circumstance is, for good. That is good to grow me, good to share stories with other people, which is a blessing, because as I am sharing with my clients, I get to show up for them in a space that is sacred, but that also, and I should say not but, and that also lets them know that I've been down a road that maybe you're traveling, you're trying to navigate. And some of the things that I have learned, some of the programs that I've developed as a coach are out of what I have learned from my own experience. And that's the use it for good part. So as I conclude for tonight, I'm just going to leave you with a few things, and then I will let you get on with the rest of your evening. So what I will say is that if you have not gotten your copy of the book, then you can actually go to Amazon to get your copy. All you have to do is either put my name in the search, or you can put the title of the book or a portion of the title, and it should come up for you. Get your copy. It is not a mega page novel. It's a very quick and easy read. So if you want to go ahead and get your copy, then I do appreciate that. And I want to thank you in advance for your support in doing that. Again, that is available on Amazon.com. The other thing that I want to share is that on September the 23rd, mark your calendar, I am hosting a virtual book party that is to celebrate and commemorate the 1-year anniversary of the release of the book. It is a free virtual experience, so you can be anywhere and you can join the virtual book party. And this is just an opportunity to come together in a shared sacred space, have some wine, have some downtime. We can talk some fun stuff about the book. I'm actually going to be joining some ladies next month. We're going to be enjoying a book soiree. I am going to be the featured author at the book club, and it's going to be a fun conversation with a group of women just about common shared stuff that we all go through. And so the virtual book party is along the same lines. We're going to have a little fun with it. I'll throw out some topics, do some special things. Don't want to give it all away tonight, but I do want you to be on the lookout for information so that you can register. Yes, it is a free virtual event, but you will have to register for the event to be a part of the anniversary celebration virtual book party. So mark your calendar for that. And then the last thing that I'm going to say is that if you've landed here, you may be watching on YouTube, maybe you're watching on my Facebook page, my Facebook personal page, my business Facebook page, or where else is it? Tonight is just the 2 Facebooks and YouTube. Yeah, I had to check that out. So I do encourage you to follow me on those platforms. So here on my business Facebook page, it is True Synergy LLC. You can also find me on Instagram under the same @True Synergy LLC. You can also find me on YouTube at True Talk with Erica Salee. And I do put new videos out basically every week, but over the last couple of weeks, and especially with the summer, those are not as frequent, but I will be resuming those as we wind down the summer and move into the fall months. But there's lots of content out there that you can check out to get caught up with me, with my message, some of the topics that I've shared that may be helpful for you as we round out the summer and prepare to move into the fall months. So with that being said, I do want to say thank you for joining me each and every week. If you have not joined me every week, then that's okay, because you can go back and you can catch the other What's the Word Wednesday topics and readings. You can do that. Find that on my Facebook page. As a matter of fact, there's a playlist Yes, you can find it on my Facebook page, but you can also go to my YouTube channel, because there is a playlist that has been created with each of the week's readings. So you do want to check that out. So with that being said, I look forward to seeing you all again real soon, whether it's here or on another platform. And if you have questions about True Synergy and how I can serve you on your transformation journey, then I do encourage you to go to truesynergy.org and you can check out all the information about True Synergy and what is available for you. So I look forward again to seeing you real soon. Until I do, take care of yourselves and yes, be well.